Hi, this is Isaac C Jones, the sacred composer, coming to you with another mini lesson. This will be dealing with the major 6 and the minor 6. Now, the major or the minor 6 chord basically are taking the major triad or the minor triad, and you're just adding the interval of the 6th degree, which is the major degree within a major scale. So let's say C, D, E, F, G would be A. So again, of course, we know C major, C, E, G, and then you would add the A on top of it. So now we have this is what is considered a C major 6, C, E, G, 6. But what's also very interesting about the major 6 chord, that it is also, can be considered the second version of the A minor 7 chord, A, C, E, G. So somebody would say, well, what would be the difference between the second degree, first degree, A minor 7, and the C major 6 chord? There is no difference. The only difference would be what context that chord is being used in. So if you see either notation of A minor 2nd over C, or if you saw C major 6, you would play the same notes of the C major scale, of the scale C, E, G. It's the same thing. It all depends on how the chord is being used and what notation would be appropriate. But either one is correct in its usage. So, but for this context, we just want to call it a C major 6. So you have the C, E, G, and the A on top. Now, the same way you would make a 6 by making a 6 chord by taking the major triad, a major chord, adding that one note, the 6th degree. That's the same thing with C minor. It would be C, E flat, G, and you would play the major 6 there. You wouldn't play if you wouldn't play the 6 that would be in the harmonic minor or the natural minor, this would be the 6th in the natural minor or harmonic minor. But we're talking about the interval of a major 6 from the root of the chord, which is in this case is C. So it'd be C, E flat, G, and the natural A, and that would be A minor 6 chord. And you could do, and the same thing applies whatever major chord. For example, go over a whole step to the D major would be D, F sharp, A. Then to play a major 6, we just add the 6 on top. And then if he's doing minor, D, F, A. And then add the B there on top. B, F natural, A, and B on top, and that would be the A minor 6 chord. Now I also want to point out the same way that, going back to the C major 6 chord, is also the first degree of an A minor 7 chord, because you have all the components of A minor 7. The A, the C, the E, and the G. And this would be the first inversion of that chord. The similar thing is happening here when you play the minor 6. This is now what we call a half diminished chord, because you have the dominant 7 from A to G, or you say or flat 7 in this case. Because for normal A major or a harmonic, a minor chord, the 7th degree would be G sharp. But for the a dominant seventh, which is a flat seventh, A to the G. You have if it was minor, you'd have the perfect fifth here, but because now you have diminished fifth, you have what we call a half diminished chord, because you have the dominant, the flat seventh, on top of the diminished chord, the C, the A, C, and the E flat, which forms a diminished chord, and with the seventh there. If it was a fully diminished, then instead of playing the G, I'll be playing the G flat. And you all have heard that chord used so many times back in the times when they used to play, have the keyboards or organists, pianos playing for the silent film. If the villain came along, they'll be playing that chord right there. Okay, but for the context of what we're talking about here, the C minor 6 or any minor 6 is the first degree, or first inversion, I should say, not first degree, incorrect, but first inversion of the sixth degree, in this case is A, of a half diminished chord. Or you could call it a A minor 7th of a flat 5, flat 5th. It's the same thing. And again, how it would be written in music, or even with a lead sheet, because you might see a diminished 7th, A diminished chord over a C, A diminished, half diminished over C, or if you see a C minor 6, it's the same notes. And how it's written would depend on the context of the music, but either one is correct. But for what we explained with chords, this is a C minor 6 chord. Okay, so I hope that helped you out in your musical studies.